Hey, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing back at it with another basketball video. We ain't talking boxing on this one, man. This is something I had to let out, let it be known, man, because I've been telling my peers, people I talk with about hoop, whenever we get to talking about, I don't know, bum ass dudes or lob dudes. And whenever anybody mentions this guy, Joel Embiid, I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Dogs, this dude right here is the worst MVP in league history. No question about it, dogs. I said that since last year, since he got that MVP trophy in 2023. But you already know what he did to get it. He cried, he bitched, and he moaned. I mean, some people actually said that basically Kendrick Perkins got on TV and basically put out a Black Lives Matter type of uh, situation as far as Jokic shouldn't get his third MVP last year and Joel Embiid should win that joint. Now, me personally, last year, I felt that the man Joel Embiid should have got it. I wasn't mad about that. I don't care who wins the MVP as long as you deserve it. You know what I mean? But this guy Joel Embiid, no question about it, to me is the worst. Now, it shouldn't even be to me. It should be for anybody who knows hoop, who knows anything about basketball, especially basketball history. See me, anything I love and that I hold dear to my heart, best believe I'm going to do my best due diligence and learn the history of it. You know what I mean? Whether it's dancehall reggae music, I'm going to know my dancehall reggae roots and culture history from the forefathers. You know what I mean? The people who paved the way. Whether it's hip hop, you know what I mean? Whether it's if we're going to talk about old school hip hop, whether we're going to talk about the Slick Ricks and the Cool G Raps, EPMDs, KRS Ones, these are the first type of folks I was copping tapes of. Gangstar, these guys, you know what I mean? Um, Ice Cube, Easy E, I'm saying. And if we're going to talk about boxing as well, you know, boxing, you already know, man. I'm going to do my due diligence and I'm going to know who paved the way for the fighters that we do see today. You know what I mean? I'm going to know my boxing history. I'm not going to say I know everything. I don't know anybody on planet Earth who knows everything about boxing history. Same thing goes for basketball. I'm going to do my due diligence for something that I'm into and that I love, that I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? This guy, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, is the worst MVP in league history. No question about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I'm saying? Joel Embiid, a MVP from last season. Don't you know every MVP in NBA history, from whenever they started giving out that award, man, might have been started giving it out since Bob Pettit, George Mikan days, you know what I mean? Dolph Shays and these type of fellas. Don't you know that Joel Embiid, here we are in 2024 today, in the like May 4th today, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Joel Embiid is the only MVP in league history never ever to make it to to a conference final, and in his case, Eastern Conference final. Could you believe that? Could you believe that? This guy's never made it to an Eastern Conference final, meaning this guy has never gotten out the second round of the NBA playoffs. Every other MVP on planet Earth who's ever been given that trophy has at least made it to a conference finals. A lot of people don't rate Steve Nash's two MVPs and whatnot, but hey, man, I tell you like this: Steve Nash has a higher field goal percentage than this bum ass dude named Joel Embiid. And he's actually made it to a Western Conference final. That's the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? This guy Joel Embiid has a built-in excuse every time he goes into the damn playoffs. So this guy already has a scapegoat to why he should be a mediocre player every time has to step it up at the biggest time of the year where legends are made. You know what I mean? Robert Horry is not known for nothing he's done in a regular season. Really and truly, when I think of anything Robert Horry's done in a regular season, is throwing a towel on this then coach Danny Ainge when he was on the Phoenix Suns, throwing a towel at his face during a live game. You know what I mean? And he got shipped up out of there from Phoenix Suns to Los Angeles, and the rest is history. He already had two rings already, so his legend has been made in the postseason. You know what I mean? But this guy Joel Embiid, oh my goodness, man, this guy's terrible, y'all. This guy's a built-in excuse. How many years has he been in the league? I believe he's like a 10-year vet. He's like a 10-year vet, but I believe his first 2 years in the league, he had to sit down because of injuries. This guy already came into the league with crazy injuries, you know what I mean? Foot injuries. Now, Joel Embiid, you know, his last 3 years, I'm sure he's averaged 30 plus points. His fans, that's the only thing that they can ever his fans, that's why I could tell they mediocre just like him. They praise him scoring 30 points per game. I don't care nothing about no damn 30 points per game if you're not a live dude. And he's not. This is the type of guy. Let's look at his stats one time, man. Let me tell y'all what this guy does per on the reg. You know what I mean? Let's talk about his MVP season, okay? His MVP season where he only played 66 games. This man played 66 games and he won an MVP, okay? Uh, his field goal percentage was about 54.8, so let's round it up to 55. His three-point percentage was 33%, okay? 33% from three-point land. And his free throw percentage, I know he's a good free throw shooter, is 85.7. That's his free throw percentage, and he averaged 33 points in his MVP year and 10 points, 10 rebounds per game. Assists, he averaged about 4.2, rounded up to 4. Okay, so y'all heard them numbers I gave y'all. Now let's talk about what he did in that postseason, in the postseason of 2023, his MVP year. He played 9 games, started all 9. His field goal percentage shrunk from 55 to 43, okay? His three-point percentage shrunk from, what did I say before? His three was like 33%, shrunk to 18%, 17.9, but I'll round it up to 18, okay? Yeah, that's what the type of shit he does. His free throw percentage was 90%. Whoop-de-doo. What did it all mean? Whole lot of nothing. They blew it game 6 and blew a game 7 where Tatum lit their ass up for 50 plus. They blew both of them games in the second round with James Harden. And this nut ass, bum ass dude had the nerve to say after the game, after James Harden did jack shit, did nothing in that game 7, he actually said that me and James Harden can't do everything. We can't win it all. But the best two players that particular game 7 in Boston was Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. Dogs, if you're my teammate and you throw me under the bus like that for your bum ass performance and James Harden bum ass performance, Slim, I'm going to your dome, kid. I'm going to snuff you, dogs. I'm going to slap the shit out of you or something, Slim. We going to have to throw hands. I mean, I'm going to steal you straight off the top, man, because you're disrespecting me and James Harden. This guy, Joel Embiid, James Harden even missed. He didn't go to Joel Embiid's wedding last summer. All right? He ain't go to his wedding, but you was there caping for the man, a bum-ass dude like James Harden. It's a type of character. That's y'all MVP, Philadelphia 76ers. See, me, I'm a Boston Celtics fan, man. And really and truly, it's I can't even call the Sixers a rival because we always beat them. We always beat them in the playoffs, you know what I mean? And I believe what's his name? Dr. J and them, they beat the Celtics at least 2 or 3 times. We beat them once. I think we faced them 4 times in the Eastern Conference Finals, or at least in the playoffs, period. And, they beat us 3 times with Dr. J, and we beat them once. But ever since then, and even back in the day with Will Chamberlain and Russell, man, the Celtics always whoop their ass. So I really have no hatred for the Sixers. Allen Iverson and Paul Pierce were my 2 favorite players in the 2000s. I patted in my game after these type of guys. I patted in my game because I'm a smaller guy. When I played in rec leagues as an Allen Iverson type, like I'm going to go all out. I'm going to average 25 to 30, and that's what I did. I had to get into that mentality of an AI, you know what I'm saying? Paul Pierce is my guy, of course. Boston Celtics. I like to step back, and of course, his clutchness. He was a killer, just like AI. So I've never really had a hatred for the Philadelphia 76ers. They don't tickle my fancy. They never been a threat to my Boston Celtics. But I'm just going to have to give y'all the truth. And I didn't even finish, right? I told y'all this dude Embiid went from 33% from three-point land in his MVP in the regular season to 18% in the playoffs. And then his field goal percentage went from 55% in regular season in his MVP year to 43%. This is a big 7-footer, y'all. Big ass dude, man. Joel Embiid is at least 7 feet, man. He might even be taller than that. He's a big 300-pound. He's a mammoth of a man. And this is why I don't fuck with this dude. This dude thinks he's a shooting guard. He tries to play like he's 6'2". You know what I'm saying? He plays like he's 6'2", really and truly. You know what I mean? He has no heart, man. No heart whatsoever. None. Absolutely none. You see OG Anunoby, straight boom on his ass. He straight flushed on him. A facial. This guy's not even a great defender. He's not a great defender. Rudy Gobert is a good defender as far as he's a good defender on both sides, help defense and man-on-man defense. Joel Embiid, he's not. This dude averaged 1.5 blocks per game. Sorry, not 1.5. That was he averaged 1.7 blocks this last season. The season before that, 1.7. The season before that, 1.5. He's not no great shot blocker. He gets He got out rebounded in this last series in this 2024 playoffs by Josh Hart. Josh Hart shows more heart than the man Joel Embiid. Got more rebounds than he did every single game. Even the closing game that the Knicks closed out in the Philadelphia arena over there, Wells Fargo, whatever the hell it's called. You know what I mean? How is a 6'4" guy out rebounding you every single game? Okay, I didn't even get to tell y'all how many points he averaged in his MVP year. This was last year, 2023. He averaged 33 points per game. You know what he averaged for the playoffs? You want to know what he averaged for the playoffs in his MVP season? 23.7. Yes, you heard me right. Them fellas there was a 10-point differential in his points. The dude shrunk so bad from 33 to 27. This dude's a cold bum, y'all. Y'all got to learn and understand basketball. All that skill set stuff, he can put the ball on the floor from the top of the key. He could shoot the three-pointer. It means absolutely nothing. You know why? Don't you know Joel Embiid plays in the weakest era ever of centers in NBA history? That's a cold fact. He plays in the weakest era ever of NBA centers. So does Jokic. But guess what? Jokic has won a championship. He's won 3 MVPs. He's taken advantage of the weak centers that are in today's NBA. A man like Bam Adebayo might be the third best center in the NBA. Dogs, if Bam Adebayo played in the 90s, he ain't even better than a Dale Davis or Antonio Davis. He wouldn't even be a top 20 center in the NBA in the 90s. And that's just the truth about it. But in this era, he's the third best NBA center because this is by far the weakest era of NBA centers in NBA history. And Joel Embiid, this is why he gets these big numbers. He can score 70 points. He can average 30 plus every year, you know what I mean? In his last 3 years. But like I told y'all, man, no hyperbole, no conjecture, no cap. This dude's a cold bum. He has a built-in excuse every time he goes into the NBA playoffs. Who the hell wants a franchise player like that? What a Sixers fan could come brag to me about, that he averages 30 a game, that he's won an MVP? He's never even gotten out the second round, man. This bum-ass dude really got beat in a Game 7 in Philadelphia by the Atlanta Hawks with fellas like Clint Capella and Trae Young. No Devontae Murray on that team, and Josh Collins straight embarrassed him John Collins with all kind of crazy dunks on his face, on his head, nuts all in his mouth. And this dude is supposed to be an MVP and an all-time great player, man. He lost a game 7 at home in Philadelphia where he had 9 turnovers. I ain't the one, dogs. I know too much hoop to be fooled by these empty stats and the guy who has no heart. There's a lot of players who have no heart. Don't get it twisted. It ain't just Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. There's a lot of guys in the league who don't got no heart. And there's fewer guys who do have heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Not just skills, but do you have the heart and the willingness to put it all on the line and win games by any means necessary? Joel Embiid, when he won that MVP and they handed it to him, or at least announced it in front of his teammates, this dude cried like a little bitch. That's when I knew this guy has nothing left in him to take his team any further in the NBA playoffs. He's already expended and extended all his energy to win that MVP trophy, and he cried about it. And that's all I needed to know. This guy didn't want nothing else in that season besides winning the MVP. And he got it. I thought he deserved it. But still, he's the weakest MVP in NBA history. He sure is. He sure is. Every MVP in NBA history has been to a conference finals, except Joel Embiid. And I could go on and on about this bum ass dude. And me as an African dude, man, I rate all African players, man. Since fellas like Manu Bol and I don't even Yinka Dare, rest in peace, you know what I mean? Came up out of GW, George Washington Colonials, out of Washington, D.C. I root for all African players, you know what I mean? But I don't root for this dude. Never have, never will. I fucks with fellas like Pascal Siakam, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I rate these guys, you know what I mean? But I don't rate this guy named Joel Embiid. This dude's a cold fraud. Now we'll see if he's really injured this summer, if he does participate in the Olympics. Of course, he's going to play for America because he's a front runner. You know what I mean? He ain't going to go play for Cameroon, his country, and he ain't going to play even for France. He's a front runner. You know what I'm saying? That's why this guy will never be, in my opinion, he's never going to be a legend. You know, this guy would rather join the Americans rather than beat them. I told y'all, man, this dude lost a game 7 in Philadelphia to the Atlanta Hawks, man. The Atlanta Hawks advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. Could you believe that? And that's who Giannis and them beat to go to the NBA Finals in 2022, I believe. Yeah. So Joel Embiid, man, no hyperbole, no conjecture, no cap. This dude's a cold bomb. I don't believe in him. He puts up gaudy stats, but when it comes playoff time, when it's really time to put in the pain, put in that work, this dude shrinks severely. This year, he averaged 33 points per game in the NBA playoffs. Um, Field goal percentage was 44, okay? Why is a 7-footer shooting 44%, guys? Please let me know. Why is he shooting 44% from the field, okay? And I'm sure in the regular season, I'm sure he shot over 50. I'll tell y'all right now. He sure did. He shot 52%, 52.9, so rounded up to 53. This is just an indication how his points and all that, his production, his shooting percentage, it goes down in the NBA playoffs because this dude ain't really about that life, you know what I mean? You know, dude, I mean, can't compare these type of guys to Hakeem Olajuwon or even Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam's a champ. Did you not see Pascal Siakam in that Game 6, Toronto Raptors versus the Golden State Warriors? If the Raptors lose, then it goes to a Game 7. If the Raptors win that Game 7, it was Game 6, elimination game. They hoist up the Larry O'Brien Trophy, the NBA Finals trophy. Man, Pascal Siakam, you think this dude did not take advantage of that situation? He had 30 plus, killing the Warriors. That's when I knew this dude right here. He's one of them ones. He's a live dude. Joel Embiid is not. I think that's enough from this bum ass dude. And before I go, just gotta reiterate it, let it be known. And you can come in my comment section if you think I'm bluffing, call if you think I'm being too hard on this guy. I mean, his fans are all they say is, "Wow, man, he came to play in that game 6 versus the New York Knicks. He put it all on the line, man." Just like giving this dude a participation trophy, man. See, Isa, man, I'm a different type of dude. I'm cut from a different cloth, y'all. When my New England Patriots lost 2 games to the New York Giants, one of them seasons we had Randy Moss. That we were supposed to go undefeated. We lost that game, that Super Bowl. Man, I was hurt. I was crushed. Who you think I was mad at? Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan, and Pierre Paul and these guys? Nah, Slim. Them fellas came there to do what they were supposed to do, just like I wanted my team to do what they were supposed to do. I wasn't mad one bit at the New York Giants. I put all the blame on Tom Brady, Randy Moss, all these guys on the Patriots, man, who shit the bed that particular Super Bowl, man. They'll forever go down in the history as that team that did not get it done with an undefeated season. That's why the Miami Dolphins still popping champagne every year when a team, because ain't no team ever gone undefeated and won the Super Bowl since I believe that 72 Miami Dolphins. I didn't blame the other team, man. I ain't that type of dude, y'all. When I have a bum ass game, you know, playing hoop and not satisfied with how I played, I don't got nobody to blame besides myself when I look in the mirror before I go to bed and brush my teeth. I'm my biggest critic, just like I'm my biggest critic of my NBA teams or NFL teams. When the Celtics was down 3-zip to the Miami Heat, a number 8 seed, we number 1. We won 3 in a row. We fucked around and lost Game 7 in Boston. Miami did what they had to do. I gave them all props, gave them all credit. I had to give it up to them. I flamed up my guys, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and these guys for not getting it done. Ain't no participation trophies over here, Mo. Only bitch ass niggas move like that, really and truly. Only hoes move like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cover up their blemishes with makeup because your man Joel Embiid and the Sixers fell short. At home, they couldn't even force a game 7 and at least go back to New York and go out on their shield. Glad I ain't cut from that type of cloth, y'all. Be Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all think about the worst MVP in NBA history. And if you oppose what I say, please let it be known in the comment section. And let's go at it, all right? Go on.